A few of these are Appalachian Mountains in eastern North America, the Alps in Central Europe, the Pyrenees between Spain and France, and the Atlas Mountains across northwestern Africa. I have noticed that mountain ranges sometimes form natural boundaries between nations, he said. So, for example, the Pyrenees separate Spain from France, and the Alps separate Switzerland from Italy. The location of the mountains was a major factor in migration, settlement, and separation that helped individual countries develop and maintain their identities. I see that many of these mountains are shaped differently. Several different types of mountains must exist. Five different types of mountains can be found on Earth. They are fold, volcanic, dome, fault block, and plateau mountains. With a puzzled look on his face, uh, I mean, you said mountains can be folded. Mountains are made of rock, and mountain rocks are usually very hard. Why did rocks not break? Usually, a rock that has much force applied to it, it will break. However, in some places, Earth's crust is folded or wrinkled somewhat like a rug wrinkles when you push the edge of it with your foot. Once my parents and I were on a trip and we stopped by an old cemetery. Some of the headstones were over 150 years old in the middle of the cemetery. We said an old headstone that was slightly bent. We saw an old headstone. Probably the only force pulling down on the headstone is gravity, which over a period of time caused the headstone to bend. Gravity can cause a thin rock stratum to bend in a short period of time. Bracer agreed. Uh, I mean, however, forces with Earth will fold thick rock strata if the rock strata are both soft and flexible. Rock strata become soft and flexible when they are extremely hot or when they are saturated with water. Half I mean, can you think of a time when many of Earth's rocks would have been saturated with water? Yeah, if you guessed during a flood, yeah. During the flood is a good example. So this now I'm gonna quote a verse. So Job chapter 12 verse 15 says, "Behold, God, he withholdeth the waters, and they dry up. Also he sendeth them out, and they overturn the earth." This verse could refer to many geological changes that took place during and after the flood. Horizontal pressure pushing from opposite sides of flexible rock strata caused flexible strata to bend and fold. Such a fold in Earth's crust can be relatively short in length, or it can extend for many miles. Receding waters of the flood rapidly remove sediments rapidly remove sediments from the floods and formed small ravines that became large canyons. Folded strata folded strata can be seen in ravines and canyons of fold are shaping um, sorry. Folded strata can be seen in the ravines and canyons of fold mountains. Various forces of erosion are shaping rubbed fold mountains even today. That is correct. So fold mountains are somewhat like the ups and downs of a roller coaster. The Jura Range on French-Swiss border, the Caucasus